Hey, howdy, hey everybody. Scott here. I hope you're having a great day. Recently, I had a video that was all about bitters, talking about one category of medicinal plants, and I thought maybe I should just talk about another category of medicinal plants. And if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments, and I can do a series of videos about the different categories of medicinal plants. Today, we'll be talking all about tonics. A tonic is an herb with a normalizing function. It helps the body to function normally. It's not always fancy, but it's really important. They're also usually very nutritive. It's not that they in one way of speaking, they don't do anything. They just allow your body to do what it normally wants to do, to function correctly, to repair damage, to stimulate new growth, things like that. Now, contrast normalizers with another term, effectors. And an effector is an herb or a drug that causes a specific noticeable effect within the body. It makes you go to sleep. It makes you wake up. It's anti-inflammatory. It's diuretic, makes you go wee. It's immune stimulating. It kills pain, etc., etc. Those are effectors. Um, and a normalizer doesn't have any of those specific effects. It just helps your body do its regular things. So your body might still, it might still decrease inflammation, but only as a normal body process rather than a specific chemical process. And this term may overlap with the term nutritive, and some people might use it synonymously. My own personal opinion might change from day to day. I guess really, um, I would say that most nutritives tend to also be tonics because nutritives, by definition, provide nutrition, and good nutrition has a tonic effect on the body. Whereas tonic herbs oftentimes have excellent nutrition, but they don't necessarily have to be strong nutritive herbs. They may just have some phytocompounds in them that they just help promote a function, without giving you a whole bunch of minerals and vitamins. But there's really a lot of overlap there, so there's no reason to be pedantic. And tonics, when we say a plant is a tonic, we might be saying that it's a general tonic and that it applies, it's good for the function of the entire body, or that it has an affinity for a specific body system, a urinary tonic, a respiratory tonic, or whatnot. And sometimes herbs might be categorized either way, like nettles. Nettles are really good for about everything, but they also have their own systems that they like. Oat straw. Oat straw is a probably you could call it a general tonic. It's good for about everything, either directly or indirectly. But it also has a very special affinity for the nervous system, so we might call it a nervine tonic. So tonics aren't as fancy as some of these other herbs, because they don't have that, real zingy effect. They're sort of, slow and steady, but they're very foundational. Herbal medicine, good herbal medicine, is based on tonics, mostly on tonics. Now, contrast this with the pharmaceutical industry and the chemical medicine-based industry, which is virtually entirely based on effectors. You have a headache, so you get a pill that has the specific effect of blocking the headache, or your blood pressure is high, so you take a pill that lowers your blood pressure, or whatever you have. It's all about bringing a specific effect. I mean, you might have your doctor occasionally tell you, "Hey, you got to eat more vegetables, or you need to, get some exercise." But most of the advice you get from your doctor is to take this drug, get this prescription. And I think that is a very important distinction to point out the differences between herbal medicine and pharmaceutical medicine. I am not one of those that completely rejects all pharmaceutical medicine. I do think that it has a place. If I need to go in for surgery, I want some good pharmaceutical grade painkillers. I don't want to chew on a willow a willow branch while they're cutting me open. I want the real stuff. I want the knock you out stuff. But it is very worthwhile to point out the difference in philosophies. So, in herbal medicine, we tend to focus on the tonic herbs mostly, and then we use effectors only as they're needed when the situation comes up. And tonics work best to maintain peak health. So you don't wait until you're sick to start taking a tonic. I mean, you can, and you can let it build up in your body and it will help you. But these are the type of herbs that you just make a lifestyle habit of taking. Oat straw and nettle, very nutritive, and all of these others. They act as a preventative. When you have them built up in your body, you tend not to get sick from whatever the thing was that you would need the effector to deal with. And they're generally safe. Um, in regards to the frequency and the dosage and the duration, you can usually take these things a lot. I am not giving you a blanket guarantee of safety, so don't blame me if you happen to grab the wrong thing and eat enough to make yourself sick. But you use your head. But generally, tonic herbs are very safe, and you can take them without worrying about staying within a certain dosage limit. So let's look at some tonics for the various body systems. For the cardiovascular system, hawthorn is a very famous one. It's well known. It takes a little while to build up in the body, as tonics do, but it has a real good effect. Garlic is another good one. Well, I'm not going to put bad ones on here. They're all good ones. Ginkgo, linden. For the respiratory system, mullein is probably the most famous one. Let's see, I'm not going to read through all of these. I'll just pick out some of the ones that I like. For the digestive system, there's a lot of variety in the digestive system, so it's hard to pick just one herb that helps the whole digestive system as a tonic. But anything that's a bitter would have a general benefit on the digestive system as a whole. So we could call any of the bitters generally digestive tonics. Then chamomile, dandelion root. Yeah. For the livers, any of the hepatics and the bitters will tend to be liver tonics. Milk thistle is one of the best ones for the liver. It's excellent for the liver. You should definitely be growing some of that if your state or county or country will allow it. Some places have laws against that. Kinnick for the urinary system, or corn silk. That's easy to come by. Just get some corn. Well, get some organic corn. You don't want all that pesticide sprayed on it. For reproductive health, it depends on if you're a man or a woman, because we're just a little bit different. You may not have noticed, but there's just a few differences here and there. Red raspberry is an excellent one for women. I just edited an article on the Grow Network about red raspberry. You may want to hop over there and check it out, and you can get a very in-depth profile on that. Men can take it too. It's just that it's not going to turn you into a woman and make you all girly. That's not how it works. It's just it has a special affinity for the female systems. And for men, saw palmetto is one of the most famous ones. It also pairs really well with oat straw. Oat straw is good for men and women, but it works really well with men, and it synergizes, I guess. Well, that may not be the technical term, but it cooperates really well with saw palmetto. For the nervous system, oat straw. Oat straw is my go-to. Most things in the mint family have some effect on the nervous system, not necessarily a tonic one. So I guess that gets a little bit off of our topic. For the musculoskeletal system, celery and stinging nettles. I'll tell you, stinging nettles pops up really. I could have put that for a few of these. And for the skin, cleavers is very good. White clover, stinging nettles again. Just some miscellaneous things. There are various other terms and categories or philosophies of plants that might be called tonics, or ways of looking at tonics, like blood tonics, which is that term is a little hard to pin down what it means, depending on who you're talking to. You might talk to one person that says, no, this is what it means, this is exactly what it means, and then talk to another person and they will say, well, no, really it means this. So basically, blood tonics will build the blood or nourish the blood to nourish the organs, or they give you nourishment. There are energy tonics or key tonics that facilitate energy flow, and then yin tonics and yang tonics that have the yin and yang effects, warm and cool. It's more complex than that, but that's the Western shorthand for yin and yang is warm and cool. And now it's time for my shameless plug. Are you looking for more plants and foraging and medicinal information? Or do you want to support the anti-zombie efforts? Then why not swing by patreon.com/foragersguide to see a bunch of extra fun stuff. And some of the things up there are free to everybody, but a lot of the other posts and articles and videos can be accessed for as little as $1 per month. So if you've got $1 hanging around that you don't want to use, I'd appreciate you throwing that dollar at me. And you could check it out for a month. If you don't like it, just cancel the thing. It's no hard feelings, and you can keep all the fun information that you've downloaded and copied off of there. So that wraps it all up for today. I hope you're enjoying these videos in my 31-day video challenge. I'll be here tomorrow with something else. And until then, I want you to keep your eyes out for plants and zombies. And start taking your tonics now so they have time to build up before you really need them. Happy foraging, everybody.